know exactly what we can do and what we should be doing. Please wear a mask. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. I often myself wear 2 masks.
There's an email from you, including, I do not recommend that you wear a mask.
Everybody should be wearing a mask when they're outside. People should not be walking around with masks. I wear a mask when I'm outside. You don't need a mask when you're outside. Wear a mask at all times when you're outside. So even if you are vaccinated, you should wear a mask. If you are vaccinated, you do not need to wear a mask.
Dr. Fauci, thank you for your clarity.
If you wear a mask, you can decrease the likelihood of transmitting or acquiring COVID-19 by 50, 60, 70, maybe 80%.
Said masks work at the margins, maybe 10%.
You're a master communicator.
Wear a mask all the time, consistently, when you're outside. It's not like I always wear one, always wear a mask. We do not recommend people wearing masks. Children should still wear masks. At least one mask. You don't need to be walking around with a mask. Absolutely. We should have universal wearing of masks. Mandating masks, yes, let's do it. If it doesn't happen nationally, then I think that the mayors and the governors should do it.
Mask mandates did nothing.
Forget the politics, look at the data.
Mask mandate states fared no better than states without mask mandates.
In hindsight, though, when you look at this, do you think the mask mandates were a mistake?
You know, Caitlin, I don't want to say a mistake, but I think we really need to remember.
This high school student ended up in handcuffs after she refused to wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
The man was removed from a SEPTA bus for not wearing a mask.
Just wear a mask.
Ohio woman tased after refusing to wear a mask.
Wear your mask.
Not wearing a mask. This is what they do to you.
Make sure you have a mask.
Where's your mask at?
Wear a mask.
Get your hand up now.
Follow the science.
The officer body slamming a woman when she refused to wear a mask.
Based purely on the science.
They were yanked out of a school board meeting after refusing to wear masks.
Wear a mask.
She's in jail over a dispute on whether or not to wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
She was walking without a mask on.
Everybody should wear a mask.
She was told to wear a mask, but refused.
You gotta wear a mask.
And a mother is arrested in front of her young child.
You should be wearing a mask.
Do you wear a mask when you're not on television?
Well, you know, my life is pretty different. I can say as a public health official that I would urge the leaders, the local political and other leaders in states and cities and towns to be as forceful as possible in getting your citizenry to wear masks. Be as forceful as possible.
Forced out in handcuffs.
Wear a mask.
I'm being arrested because I refuse to wear a mask.
Masks are very important.
Are you joking right now? This is America.
You should be wearing a mask.
He was tased in front of his wife and child.
Guided purely by the science.
That 66-year-old handcuffed because he didn't wear a mask.
Look at the science.
There is just no evidence that masks, make any difference, full stop. The N95 masks, surgical or cloth masks, makes no difference.
Okay, then why was I wearing a mask for so many times?
Policymakers to impose mask mandates were convinced by non-randomized, flawed observational studies.
But there's nothing to indicate that wearing a mask has deleterious effects.
It does have costs. I can't count how many parents have called me and said, look, my kid can't wear a mask. It's really hurting. Or parents telling me that their kids didn't learn how to read or have verbal problems as a result of the masking. It has costs. It absolutely has harms. And there's no evidence of it working.
Obviously, children who are older than 2 years old should be wearing a mask.
Mask mandates for children under 5.
And going back to what I said before, all of that is in the context of, at the time, 4,000
Mask
to
mandates for
5,000
children under
people a
5.
day
There's
were
scientific
dying.
evidence for that.
Excuse me?
Mask mandates for children under 5. There's scientific evidence supporting that.
There was no study that did masks on kids before. You couldn't do the study. Children of a certain age, greater than 2 years old, should be wearing masks. No doubt about that. Children should be wearing the mask.
They were kicked off a plane because their 2-year-old wouldn't put on her mask.
Have the children have masks.
Her family was also kicked off the flight.
My son was eating French fries boarding the plane. He didn't have a mask on.
It is really not prudent to pull masks off children. When the children go out into the community, you want them to continue to wear masks.
Mom is told to get off at flight because her 2-year-old would not wear a mask.
Children should be wearing masks from 2 years old. with science.
2-year-old with asthma thrown off a flight for not wearing a mask.
Stick with the science.
Disabled 10-year-old kicked out of the market for not wearing a mask.
Should children be wearing masks?
Yes.
A little girl suspended for not wearing her mask.
Keep everybody masked.
Police were called over the child's face mask.
Wear a mask.
If you're not wearing your mask, you will be
You
suspended.
really should be wearing a mask.
And the best way for me to prevent getting an infectious disease is wearing a mask.
No.
How do you do that?
You avoid all the paranoid aspects and do
Okay.
something positive. Get some exercise.
That's correct.
Get good sleep. I think that the normal, low-tech, healthy thing